Come on, you slow thing. I haven't neglected you for that long. Hi guys, welcome back. Scatlink here, and we are off for a video that has actually been a long time coming, ironically enough. Mainly because, you know, the eShop is actually closing down. And you wouldn't really have expected it, really. And the problem is I can't actually navigate on the screen here. But I can do this, so we can actually see it. There we go. But, yeah. According to, the dates that be, the eShop is closing. And that's kind of a problem. Now, obviously, once again, I can't navigate to show you because, you know, this is the WiiU, but I haven't got a lot on my screen. It hasn't changed since you've last seen it, so I'm just going to bring that up because we're going to go into the eShop. And just like with the WiiShop channel before it, it's been a while since you haven't been able to add funds to the system, which is kind of a problem. And because of that, you haven't been able to buy things with ease unless you merge your wallet with the, well, with your Nintendo Network ID to tie it between all eShops. Which I have done, so I can buy stuff online. I just basically go onto the Nintendo website and download what I need. Obviously, if I'm buying on the Switch, I'd buy it for Switch, on the Switch, but the things that you want to be focusing on while we listen to this jazzy music is that, well, first of all, we got our news. I'm not going to check it on 3DS, but it's the same thing. As of late March 2023, it will no longer be possible to make purchases in the Nintendo eShop for the Wii U and 3DS family of systems. It will also no longer be possible to download free content, including game demos. Like, you need any demos on the Wii U, but I digress. Except for, yeah. So, as of 29th of August 2022, it will also no longer be possible to use an eShop card to add funds, but you'll still be able to redeem download codes. The changes to the eShop will simultaneously take effect, so where it's possible to make purchases such as Street Pass Me Plaza, the theme shop, and the Badge Arcade. Even after late March 2023 and for the foreseeable future, you will still be able to it will still be possible to re-download your games in DLC, but you never know when licenses will disappear and you won't be able to download stuff, so just download everything onto a storage medium right now. So that's what you want to do. So, first of all, some of the important things that you want to download is, I believe, the Voice Pack DLC for Breath of the Wild. Yeah, it does have add-on content. The only problem is we're going to have to deal with how long it's going to load, but there's a lot more to cover on the 3DS because of how it's segmented it is. So, because like you got to go into games, or like Pokemon Bank in order to download certain apps or DLC, because it's not immediately accessible in the eShop, and then you've got the Badge Arcade, and then you've also got the theme menu. It's like, it's all segmented. But yeah, you got the expansion, which is the DLC, and then you've got the free language selection, which was an update, but I'm guessing because of memory and how much it's going to be, they made it optional for the Wii U version. But, you know, if you ever do pick up a physical copy, you might want to get the language selection for the DLC. I mean, it's a bit pricey. You might just want to get it on Switch anyway because it's readily available, and then you can get the DLC whenever you need to because that shop is still going, because why else would it not be? But there's another problem with stuff that you can download here because, again, it takes bloody forever. Storage is a problem as well, because even with Nintendo's legendary compression, you only got 8 to 32 gigabytes of storage depending on your model. So, and if you neglect your Wii U, it's gonna actually die. How ironic is that? That's been going around as well. So, yeah, download some stuff and give your Wii U some much-needed attention, because, yes, its fate was sealed, but, you know, don't get Mario Kart 8, because you have to get the DLC on top, and if you get Deluxe on Switch, you get all that DLC plus more, and then you got a DLC pack on top of that as well, so Smash Wii U, yeah, you probably want to pass. Well, I don't know, actually. Some people might prefer Wii U over Ultimate, I don't know. It's just a thing. You definitely want to get Wind Waker HD if you haven't already, or that and Twilight Princess HD, because they're not available yet. Well, these are both on Switch, so that's a thing. Yeah, there's not a lot that really sticks out here. I was going to say Game Boy Advance, especially Super Mario Bros. 3 for the Game Boy Advance because of the eShop, because of the e-reader cards, which I got, but then they had to be like, oh, by the way, before it closes, we got GBA on NSO, which has that included. But I brought mine, so I've got it as long as I don't neglect my Wii U so it doesn't die, and I've paid money for this, so I don't know. I treated it like DLC for the original GBA game. Got TurboGrafx 16, which just came out of nowhere, but these two are the more important ones that you might want to focus on. Because you couldn't even download DS games on the 3DS, and I didn't understand why, but you've got both Spirit Tracks and Phantom Hourglass, they're worth. Partners in Time, grossly skipped in the remakes of the first three. They remade the first game, Superstar Saga, then they remade Bowser's Story, which takes place after Partners in Time, but they didn't remake Partners in Time before they went bust, and I'm like, why did you skip that? Troops appear in Bowser's Inside Story, so why did you skip it? I don't understand. Got a bunch of Fire Emblems here. I can't DS, but I would skip that, honestly, because you can't play multiplayer, which is dumb. Metroid Prime Hunters, yes, I did pick that up, because I've got the Prime Trilogy on here, which is a decent segue, actually, because once I scroll to the bottom here. Yeah, don't get Mario Party DS on this, because you can't play multiplayer, which is dumb, again, but WiiUWare Touch, that was the only actual DS download that was available on the 3DS eShop, but only through my Nintendo as a giveaway. Star Fox Command might be worth, actually. Never played WiiUWare Master of Disguise, but yeah, as I was saying, perfect segue for talking about the Prime Trilogy, because you might want to download some Wii games on your Wii U. I'm not even joking, because the Prime Trilogy, yes, we know, the Prime Remastered, is beautiful on the Wii U, but this is a good version as well. This is the version I play, and it does have Fusion Mode, where you play as the Fusion Suit, as long as you play for the game at least once, and you still have Primes 2 and 3, all with the same control scheme, so you don't even have to relearn a control scheme to get to 3. It's basically all of the new play control rolled into one, which is great. You can't get the green tokens anymore, which is bloody dumb, but because the Wii message board doesn't work anymore, because we've already covered that with Wii Connect 24 ending, which is my most popular video. Like I need to put it in the corner, but I'm babbling. You've also got Pikmin 2, you got Pandora's Tower. Now, that came out roughly around the same time as Xenoblade Chronicles. Like, for some reason, they had a bit of a slew of Japanese games that were moving over to the power regions. Or just getting them out of Japan, really. And it was like Pandora's Tower, which is like very Castlevania-ish, where you got like stop your girlfriend from turning into a demon by eating demon hearts. It was kind of gruesome for what it was, actually. And I do remember wanting it, but it's passed me by, and I'm probably not going to get it now, despite being on my watch list, but it was just something I've always pondered, but never actually got, so clearly I'm not that interested. To the point I haven't even watched the Let's Play, so, you know. But still, that, as well as the original Xenoblade Chronicles, if the Definitive Edition or the 3D remake doesn't interest you, you've got the original here. It should be down there somewhere. Oh, well. I'm waiting for you know, the Redux to be finished. Project 02, I think that's the Fatal Frame 2 Crimson Butterfly, which is one of the only few that Markiplier played, which was a great one, by the way. That was fun to watch. Sequel to Sin and Punishment. The original was released on the Virtual Console here, but it was also on Nintendo Switch Online. So, if you want the sequel, I think it's the sequel at least, it's in the same series, you might want to grab that. Super Paper Mario, definitely a good Paper Mario game. It's probably the last good Paper Mario game before, you know, they stick a star onwards. Just saying. It's not traditional Paper Mario, but the story is great. I'm just recommending games at this point, and this is just Wii games. There's Xenoblade Chronicles, as I mentioned earlier. WiiUWare Smooth Moves, that's a great game. And remember, these aren't limited. You can play these online. No, not online. Multiplayer. Skyward Sword. By the way, this download version has the fix patch, so if you don't have the channel on your Wii's Wii mode or on your Wii, this version of Skyward Sword is patched, so you don't have to worry about that. So if you need a patched version of Skyward Sword and you for whatever reason, don't want the HD version that fixes most of the problems of pacing, aka Fi, constantly winding you up. This is the version you want. That's the new play control version of Jungle Beat. They still never stuck GameCube on here. I don't understand it. Like, the amount of times they teased that. Yeah, this page is not exactly the best, except for maybe Kirby Adventures Wii, but I think that got... Yeah, I think that was recently remade as well. I don't follow the Kirby games too much, but Prime Trilogy, when that came out and they were doing like a deal like, hey, if you get it in the first month or something, or first week, it's half price. I picked that up immediately because that Prime Trilogy is expensive. So that's definitely worth picking up, ironically enough. But yeah, with the DS games as well, it's the only time that the DS has been technically on the big screen, officially. I have a 3DS capture device though, so that doesn't bother me, but that doesn't apply to everybody. They would have to go to emulation for that. And it is still technically emulation. Special offers. Now, this is actually what has actually been recently updated for both shops, because a lot of publishers are, as I'm probably going to say in the 3DS version as well, they're doing a lot of offers to sell their games before, you know, as one final push. And we've got Shovel Knight Treasure Trove here, which I believe has all 4 games. Might be forgetting already. I don't follow the Shovel Knight games. I should probably grab this, but at the same time I could wait until there's a sale on Steam or play through Steam Library Share. Oh my god, you're loading so slow. You know what, I'll come back to you on the 3DS version. You're probably on there anyway. So slow. Half Genie Hero, which was the first proper HD game, because Risky's Adventure was originally a DSiWare game, which you can still get, by the way. All the Mighty Switch Force games. I think most of these are going to be like both platforms anyway, like Pirate's Curse, because I got that on 3DS. But obviously Half Genie Hero went further. But didn't get Seven Sirens, but that's because it was past the time. As Divine Hearts. I've got that on a PC, I think. I think that's an RPG Maker game. The thing is, once I record the 3DS version, I'm going to probably forget certain things. Because, you know, I'm browsing both stores, I'm going to probably mention the same things multiple times. Do not be fooled, that's not Minecraft. It basically is, but it actually isn't. And yet, that's the thing. I believe that means it has DLC. Am I correct in assuming that? A little symbol? Come on! Oh god, even when you're trying to be nice to the Wii U, it's just so bloody slow! Wait, what? I don't want to... Oh, I clicked purchase by accident, didn't I? Yeah, I did. Hang on. Click the actual name. Can't purchase it anyway. I need to go through the rigmarole of download. Yeah, it does! Oh no, it has a demo. Okay. But, yeah, it's Minecraft. Just... It basically is. Which is ironic as well, because Minecraft is actually on the Wii U anyway, and it came out after Minecraft was on the Wii U, which is when I did my first craft with Connor Meza, teaching me how to play it for the first time before we started streaming it properly on like the Nerd Herd years later. But yeah, there's a bunch of DLC packs as well, but it's not cross-compatible with all other versions, including console versions. 3DS actually had a version of it. I don't know if that's cross-compatible though. But yeah, funnily enough, not that many deals going on. But then again, on the day I'm checking this, they're probably already expiring. So, oh, I don't want to just back out. I want to go front page. Let's just click that. Alright, not actually that much to check on the Wii U, funnily enough, because the 3DS is so segmented, it's got tons spread throughout. We're going to probably be on there a lot longer, so... Well, what's actually in here that might actually be worth that you can only get on it? Probably Star Fox Zero. Well, Wind Waker HD is a definite pickup, I've already mentioned that. Nintendo Land, yes. Yes, if you have a white Wii U and you don't have this game, that's a yes. Never tried Wii Party U. Tropical Freeze. I never picked up Tropical Freeze, but I'll get it with new Funky Mode, so it's like the only Donkey Kong Country game I haven't got. I'm missing 5, but I've got 1 through 4. Let's actually check the Minecraft Wii U edition. Let's see like what add-on content there is there. I did actually get a couple for this, because it was still my only version of Minecraft at the time, but obviously I have it on PC now, that's not a problem. Again, Nerd Herd streams, please check those out. We did... What did we do? We did, Pixelmon, which is Pokemon, the Obscuros version. We did Stone Block. I think My brother got that one, but he didn't get the rest of them because it's pointless, because I think he's got it on PC as well now. Yeah, you can see that they just went nuts. Story mode skin pack, I don't know why he got that. We'd never played the story mode. I think he might have played the demo. I don't know why I'm checking Minecraft of all things. Like, we're not actually looking at anything that's particular for the Wii U, because again, most of the games have been ported. It's like the Wii U's store is probably less of a loss, because like most of the Virtual Console stuff's been moved over, and it's pitiful in comparison to the to what the Wii mode had. And even then, if you wanted to upgrade them so that you had proper aspect ratio, 1080p output instead of 480p to 720, and customizable controls and a restore point, you would have to pay like a fee to transfer it. But that's only if it was on the store to begin with. You couldn't just move them up, which was bloody stupid. I think I've said that multiple times for this store alone. Like, I'm just trying to look through. I mean, maybe Donkey Kong 64. It's not on the NSO as of this video, so, I mean, it'll be awesome. Monkey Smash Online, I would love that. But, yeah, all of these games, except for maybe Ogre Battle 64 is on there. On the NSO. I mean, Bomberman 64 could be moved over. Sin and Punishment's already on it. Still waiting for Mario Party 3. Yeah, most of these are already on there. So yeah, it's kind of weird for me to say, but I'm not going to miss this store much, because I never really went onto this store for anything. Just, let's just go Super Nintendo, because I mean, there were a couple of hitters that were here that got their first release in this country. Earthbound. Freaking hard mode. I think that was the only thing here, though, that was actually noteworthy, funnily enough, though. Oh, to be fair, that is Japanese, but again, that's on the NSO. Both versions, both languages, funnily enough, so... Don't need any of the Mega Man games or Mega Man X. I did get X3, but that's only because that was the only way I could get it, because they didn't release X3 on the Wii Virtual Console. They did it for Wii U, so it was split between different platforms, but I don't know. But yeah, that's all I have to really show for this, really. It's a little bit unfortunate, but ironically enough, the Wii U's eShop's only really going to be useful if you want to pick up some indie games that are on sale before the store just closed down completely. Other than that, though, I think there's actually more deals on the 3DS anyway. But then again, the 3DS had a bigger library because it was more so Nintendo's main system than anything else, because the Wii U did so bad, which is why they're getting neglected and which is why they're effectively committing suicide. So there are some things on this store that you definitely want to grab. The thing is, though, is that if you've got NSO already, you probably don't need them. But if they're on offer, you might, and you have the system and you don't plan on doing anything with it, because people probably won't be buying the systems, it might be worth just using the platform to play particular games, just to get them at a cheaper price. But why deny yourself the experience of certain games if they're on offer? That's really all I can say. It's kind of underwhelming, actually. But we have been here for about 20 minutes. I don't know how much I've cut out because of loading times, but ironically enough, I'm not going to miss this store. But I still have reasons to come back to this system because of games that I do have. Most notably some of the Zelda games, because they haven't been ported over yet. However, I think it's time to go to the 3DS. And now we are on the... Wow, that loaded very fancy-like. We are now on my 3DS, with my 3DS capture device. I don't have to point a camera to it. Yeah, we're on the... We're going to be checking out the Nintendo 3DS eShop now. But before you do, there's a couple of things that you definitely want to download before, you know, it disappears. And you all know what it is. It's Pokemon Bank, and then Poke Transporter within Pokebank. And if you have not spent $5 or £5 before to have some form of a pass, or if you have at least one Pokemon in the bank so you can withdraw, you won't be able to go through. And I'll show that off in a bit, but we're not going to be going too far into in-depth stuff because I tend to make these videos a little bit before they actually shut down. Let's have a little browse, shall we? And like we usually do. We're going to lose this little guy. That's a travesty. Also, I had to cut out me signing in. It was auto, but I'm not showing that stuff. Rude. Alright, so first of all, before we do anything, what I want to do is show you how to actually get to all your stuff, because it is a little bit complicated. You want to go to menu, and then you want to scroll down to the very bottom and click settings and other, or, you know, in this menu you could just go to, I know it's not in there, never mind. But you do want to get any available updates to software that you haven't already, but that will also appear in your re-downloadable software as well, so you can do that as well. You scroll down to the bottom, check your download environment to get the best speed. You can't plug this into an Ethernet, so you're going to have to deal with download speed, and it's not very fast for the 3DS, even if you've got good internet. So as you can see, all your stuff is here, but you want the titles you've downloaded as well. That will bring everything up, including stuff you've already got downloaded. So all these are 3D, the Virtual Console games. I was about to say 3DS, then DS, and that would be both incorrect. But yeah, by the way, going through these, I'm probably not actually going to show a border, because both screens actually don't have spacing when scrolling through this, which is pretty magical, actually. So I would like to show that off if possible. But you can see that this is the only way to scroll through, unfortunately. But there is a couple of things that you do want to focus on downloading if you have already downloaded it before, so you never lose it. And I don't know if I'm actually going to be able to find them, because there's no way I'm searching through. You just got to scroll. But yeah, anything like the My Nintendo exclusive downloads, like Flipnote Studio 3D and My Nintendo Picross of the Legends of the Twilight Princess, you want to download because you only get them through there, so it'll be a waste of points if you don't otherwise. WiiUWare Touched as well, if you got that limited edition download, because that's technically a DS game, and it's the only downloaded DS game that you can get on here. So I'm pretty chuffed that I got that. WiiUWare Touched. There it is, Flipnote Studio 3D. Get your final badges if possible. You know, they're on the cycle, but you might be able to decorate your home menu otherwise with that. If you have the Smash special demo, you might want to download that, so at least then you have a lukewarm infinite use version of Smash whenever you want it. Get the Smash controller, so you can use your, if you don't have the Smash game, you can still use Smash WiiU with it. I mean, I don't know why you would, but it would be nice if they released an update for that, so you could use your 3DS as a controller for on the Switch, but, you know, they didn't have an option for that. Yeah, just scrolling through, you can see everything that I've downloaded here, not really much to hide, you know what it is. Got the Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire special demo, don't really need that. That's the special demo version I was on about. But remember that you can still get DSiWare games. They are all available on the 3DS. So if you haven't got that, you might want to do it. Also, if for whatever reason you haven't got a pass and you do not have Poke Transporter, but you have downloaded it before, but it's not on your system, if you have at least already downloaded it before, don't worry about paying for Pokemon Bank when you've only got basically less than a week remaining. You can download Poke Transporter through the eShop through your titles that you have downloaded if you have already downloaded it. If for whatever reason, if it's off your system, you don't need to go through Pokemon Bank to get it back. You can do it through here. It'll be a little bit annoying if I could just, like, tap this and it would tell you that, like, an... oh, no. Link? Like, if there was a link that I could share here to patch you through without needing to go through the game, I would. But I can't. And I know it works, but remember, if you need to repair anything, you can repair your software. Do that if you are not sure if it's working. Pokemon Bank, of course, you want to at least download Pokemon Bank. Because we don't know if they're going to at least keep Poke Transport as an available download through Pokemon Bank. Or, you know, there might be a system update and it will chuck it on the system as a default. We never know. So, save that transfer tool in case you have physical games. Yeah, that's basically it. There is also one more that I want to talk about, but I'm not going to keep on scrolling to try and find it, so I'm just going to open up my DSiWare here. And that is Zelda 4 Swords Anniversary Edition. You want that, because if you've downloaded it before, then obviously you would have it, because it was a limited time download. They did it twice within the same year of the 25th anniversary of the Zelda games series. But it's not available anymore, and unless they chuck on A Link to the Past 4 Swords on the GBA Nintendo Switch Online app, there is no way to play 4 Swords in the modern day and age. And even then, if it comes to the NSO, that's amazing, because it's the original. So it won't have the bonus stuff on 4 Swords, but at the same time it won't have Hero's Trial. But you'll be able to unlock everything. And you will... I mean, yes, 4 Swords Anniversary gives you a one-player option, which you don't have on NSO, but NSO allows you to use NSO to play online. Four Swords Online. Let's do it. Come on, Nintendo. Could have Stu put a price on this before the eShop ended so people could buy it, but you didn't, and I don't understand why. So let's get out of that. I think we're done browsing the stuff that I've already browsed already. So, Virtual Console games, you know what you want. You want Pokemon games. They're right in here, so that's obvious. You want Pokemon Crystal, you want Pokemon Yellow, Pokemon Rumble World, I don't know if you want, Pokemon Shuffle, I think you can get on mobile devices, Pokemon Picross, again, maybe mobile devices, not entirely too sure. Dream Radar, you might want that, in case you're still playing your Gen 5 games. Pokemon Trading Card Game you don't really need, we know that's coming to the NSO and you can play online, so you don't need to find people locally, so you might want to pass on that. Pokemon Puzzle Challenge maybe, but it is, you know, block puzzle game, I forget the name, so I don't know if you want that. Remember that you can, at least like with the cartridge games, like with Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, stuff like that, you can get them for a set price still on here, but I'm focusing mostly on downloads, because, you know, cartridges can be a little bit much. Download versions, download only, under £3. There's a lot of stuff here that you might be interested in, but special offers. Now, this is the thing. As I've said on the Wii U, a lot of publishers are doing deals on their games for this shutting down. For example, Shovel Knight Treasure Trove. Look at that. That is pretty cheap. Treasure Trove. I think that's all of the games, I believe. But only £4. That's not bad. I mean, I know that Steam has a lot of sales going on, but if you want a portable version and you don't have a Switch for whatever reason, this might be up your alley. It's the full complete edition of Shovel Knight. That's not everything. It also features 4 additional games onto themselves: Plague Knight, Spectre Knight, King Knight. So yeah, you get all 4 games. Literally, each game is £1.01. You can't go wrong. 85% off. Get it when you can. And then never reset your system. I don't know some of these. Shin Megami Tensei, Devil Survivor 2, down to $3.50. Shantae and the Pirate's Curse. I mean, I did get Pirate's Curse for the 3DS and not the Wii U, because at the time, that was the latest Shantae game. That was the 3rd game, and you had Risky's Revenge as a DSiWare game. It was originally released for DSi, and then for the Virtual Console, they chucked on the original Shantae, which was the only way to get it at the time. So, until they ported it to everything else with, what was it, Modern Vintage Gamer, I think his name is, when he built the emulator for it. Yes, I still watch it. But these. I think these are, visual novels. £1. Not even that. Steam World Dig 2. The offers are basically ending a day or on the day before the end. So, Mighty Switch Force, Gunman Clive, Steamwood Heist, Steamwood Dig. I'm not going to go through it all, but you know. Harvest Moon, you don't need Faerun. It's very cheap here, but you can get the whole thing on Switch. Retro City Rampage Deluxe, pretty good. Adventure Labyrinth Story, I don't know what that is. Oh yeah, the Legend of the Dark Witch games. I've been always meaning to get the other 2. They play like Mega Man, but I could never beat the first game. In fact, I couldn't even beat a boss on the first game. It's just, I just couldn't get to click with it. And I think they've got like a collection on Switch as well now, or on PC. But if you want each game individually, they're pretty cheap on here now. Only £1. Oh, RPG Maker Fez. Now here's the thing. The tool to make RPG games is on sale. But if you just want to play RPG Maker games and just download whatever, which doesn't use eShop servers by the way, download the RPG Maker Player tool. Here we are, RPG Maker Fez Player. That's what you want, because by getting the player, you can access the RPG Maker database and download people's created games for nothing. Unless they're, you know, something like, what's it called? Ethereal Hearts or something. I have that on Steam, but that was made in RPG Maker, but a different version. But, you know, those games are pretty high profile for people just messing about with the tool and they just want to share their creations. You want to download the player, so if you don't want to buy the tool, you can just download the player for free. Just thought I'd let you know that. There we are, Legend of Dark Witch 3, Dark Witch 2. They're a little bit more pricey than the other one, but that's basically the trilogy right there. It's actually quite surprising that they put on Cooking Mama as a sale, because we all know what happened to the Switch game. Oh boy. Trying to data mine and cryptocurrency your Switch. That was mean. What if I actually caused performance issues? I don't know much about cryptocurrency, unfortunately. Yeah, so you just got like all these, for a second there, I thought that was part of the, what's it called that I had? Because we only got 2 chapters and they stopped releasing them. Here they are, anonymous notes from the abyss. And, yeah, they released a chapter 3 in Japan, but it was supposed to be a bunch of 4 chapters, and the save file carries over from one to the next, and it's okay dungeon crawling, but they never went beyond the first 2 chapters in this country, so yeah, that was unfinished in both countries, and I didn't even get chapter 3, so that's a little bit annoying. But yeah, for a second now, I thought that was part of the same series, because look at the icon, man! But no, this is a 3DS game, so it wouldn't be the same, it would have to be DSi. Which they don't have the category for that anymore, but the games are still here. But yeah, that's not much of a browse on the 3DS for me, but that's all I really need. To be fair, you could get Samus Returns on here, because that's technically not on Switch yet. But that's up to you. But yeah. This has been really great, but that's not all that we're going to be losing, because... Actually, hang on. Playable for free, that's not it. Applications! That used to be on the bottom, but now it's down here. This is what we want. Swap Doodle you don't need. Colors 3D you might want, I don't know. Right Mick Ultimate, I have Retro Bits, which was pretty fun to use, but that was a DSiWare game as well. See, look! Mario Calculator, that was a DSiWare title, that's still here. Mario Clock, the Save Data Transfer Tool, all these transfer apps to go to the Wii U. You want all those as well if you don't have them, but I don't play them on Silence, so it's not going to be a thing that I need. But you know, anything that is free, you might want to just grab. Now I'm done on there. Sorry for the hodgepodge on going back and forth there. But yeah, that is not all that we're going to be losing, because obviously, as I've said before, with Pokemon Bank, as you can see, I have got my Pokemon Sun plugged in. If I were to boot into here and cut out my login screens, checking the game card, which I do have one in here. Cutting out the sign-in screen. If you don't have a pass and you don't have any Pokemon already in the box, it would basically force you to spend £5 or $5 to get a pass so you can actually get to the next menu, which is required to download Transporter for the first time on your account. You know, I had to cut out the ID. As soon as I mentioned the ID, it appeared. Your pass is expired, would you like to post a new pass? I can say no, because normally when you say no, it'll just kick you back to the title, but it says that I'll be connected without a valid pass because I can withdraw Pokemon that were already deposited, but I can't deposit anything new because my pass is expired and is no longer valid. So I can take Pokemon out, can't put any new ones in, so I can't move them up to home. So I can still get my Pokemon. So, to be fair, if you have paid £5 before in the past, always just chuck in something that you don't really care about, so you always have access to it. Because then you can scroll down and go to Poke Transport and download it. No, I'm not even joking. That is the only way to download Poke Transport if you haven't downloaded it before. If you have downloaded it before but it's not on your system, you can go to the eShop and download it from there through your titles that you have downloaded. And I can't home because I'm connected. Yep, I'll stop using it for now. I am fine. And just to let you know, to even get in there in the first place, you do need to have a Gen 6 or Gen 7 Pokemon game plugged into your system. If it's Gen 5, it won't show up. Not even if it's supposed to use Poke Transport, it won't prompt you to download it. You have to get to that menu. It won't let you go through unless you have a Gen 6 or Gen 7 game to put Pokemon into the bank to begin with. But if you have Poke Transport, that's what it looks like. It's weird that you can change the language whenever you want. And there we are. You can see that I have these free download versions. I do have Crystal, I just haven't started to save on there or got far enough for it to actually appear here. But I do, in fact, have Crystal. I can back out. I can go into the Game Boy Color here. I do, in fact, have Crystal. And, whoops, I didn't want to go back into the game there. I wanted to do one more final thing, because in-app purchases, because, like, for example, with New Super Mario Bros. 2, for example, has in-game DLC, and that will not work anymore, because that still requires you to buy. When it comes to DLC on the 3DS, you get it within the game, not through the eShop. It's a little bit janky, so if you are missing out on any DLC, like with New Super Mario Bros. 2, you want to go download it that way. But something that the Switch desperately does need, but the 3DS has had a plethora of, that you will not longer be able to get, is themes. I don't know why I scrolled. As you can see, I've got a bunch of themes, most of them free, but I did pay for a couple of them. You could even get, you know, themes from Nintendo Badge Arcade, so that might be something that you want to mess about before that ends as well. But I keep it black just for general purposes. You've also got the My Nintendo ones. You want to download all those real quick before that becomes impossible to do. I had to get the Star Fox Zero one because it's the map screen, and the map screen sounds bloody awesome. Give this a listen. I tell you, that I had this as my theme for the longest time. I doubt that the Switch will have music like that, though, mainly because, or dynamic themes, because it's supposed to be very minimal in terms of how it works, which is why it's so fast and snappy. But then you've got all the free ones, like stars, the basic colours, and obviously simple black, which I think I had to download. But I have that quite a lot because my system, well, my system's a white system, but it's got all the Undertale decals, so it kind of matches. But yeah, if we actually go into the theme store, we can have a little browse of that before we finish up. Yeah, this is actually going to be one of my more longer shop closing things, because the WiiU takes a while to load. A bit sluggish. Like every time you load a page, this one just takes a while just to load it in general. Download all your purchase themes if you had already. Into download code for your My Nintendo ones. The amount of different ones that you can get here is absolutely insane. You could go all themes as well. I don't know who's going to do that. Gerard, the completionist, did you download every theme as well? Because I know you downloaded every DLC and every game imaginable, both on the Wii U and 3DS. Did you download all the themes as well? Or is that something you forgot to do? I mean, you still have time. That's why I mentioned it. Someone's probably mentioned it. But yeah, I'm not going to go through all these because it will take a while, but let's just hit Breath of the Wild, I guess. The turning point of when we're all just jumping ship. How am I not maxed out on coins? I just noticed that. Oh yeah, that's another thing. The, well, it's taking a while to load. There we go. That's a thing. When it comes to, the Street Pass Me Plaza, those extra games, those DLC, you will have to buy those in the game as well. But yeah, that is basically the eShop in most of its forms and the ways that you access it, really. Download all the apps you need, get Poke Transport and then Pokebank, because I don't know how else you'd get Pokemon Transporter after you can't pay anymore when it becomes free, because ironically enough, when it becomes free, that's when the eShop closes, so you can't make new downloads unless it just gets added to everyone's titles that you downloaded. And even then, how long does that last? We don't know. That's why I say, if the shop's going to close, just download everything. Because I think even on the Wii right now, you can still download your previous stuff. You can't make any purchases since the Wii Shop channel closed down. But you can still download what you had downloaded, but I don't know how long that will last for. And I don't think they'll announce that either. It will just stop working. So always have all your stuff. But remember, you can only have up to 300 icons of anything, even if they're in folders. The maximum is 300. It doesn't matter if you have all this additional space on your screen. If they're in folders, max to the brim, there's still a limit. Which is why I'm just kind of chuffed that it all just barely fits on one screen, with my badges basically blocking it off. So, yeah, that's why I have it in this kind of display. But yes, that is the 3DS eShop. And we've already covered off the Wii U eShop, so yeah. That is the Nintendo eShop. And it's just like with the Wii Shop channel. it's been fun. Didn't really cover much of the DSi shop shutting because you can get them on 3DS. It wasn't that big of a problem, but that's going as well. So technically, this is 3 shops in one that we're losing. DSiWare through the Nintendo eShop, the 3DS eShop, even anything that is new 3DS related, as you saw with Isaac Rebirth, but that's kind of dead because it didn't get any of the DLC. It's not even Afterbirth normal, like disregarding the Plus, it's not even Afterbirth, so kind of a dead game. But at the time, it was the only portable version, and it was fine for what it was. But yeah, that's it. So make sure you download all your stuff in the last couple of days, because I tend to have these videos come out because near the closing time, because everyone's already made their videos and tutorials, and I'm busy myself, as you know. So yeah, thank you eShop, you're awesome. It's time for you to go.